today we're at a ribbon cutting.
Yeah, we are at Taylor College.
Taylor College opening up here in Ocala in what used to be what, the rag shop?
Yep, the rag shop.
The rag shop. So from rags to riches.
It is October 17th, 2023. Taylor College used to be located in Bellevue, Florida, and then they acquired this building, so this is pretty exciting for them.
Yeah, and hopefully you can see us because I cannot see the screen. All right, let's go inside, see what they've got.
Okay.
Ribbon cutting photo. Come up under the Taylor College sign. Everyone else, if you could just keep to the sides, maybe no one will hit you if you're in traffic, and we're going to start in just a few moments.
All right, so first of all, thank you so much for everybody being out here tonight. Today. It's not nighttime yet. I really appreciate all the hard work that it took to make the move happen and to get the building done. You know, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, as everybody here knows, right? But we have some special things. One, JJ Fields Graphics. So if you can take a look at our graphics on our window right here, it's amazing. It's absolutely, it looks just great. It really stands out. So really thanks for that. BJ Trophies for our 3-day logo in our lobby. When we do tours here, what will happen in just a little bit, you'll get to see how nice those graphics look as well. Those logos look as well. First Impressions painting for the awesome banners in the entryway. And then Fiery Chef, who not only has done the catering today, but really has been tremendous moral support for us as we go over there and get through the great move. But I'd really like to, at this point, like I said, I really appreciate everybody here being here. Mayor Kent Gwynn is here as well, and I wanted to turn the mic over to him and say some more.
All right, thank you. So this is what they call a perfect Chamber of Commerce day, right? Yes. Perfect weather. So thanks everyone for being here today, and I was just learning a little bit of the history of Taylor College. And, you know, I think at any given time you've got about 345 students. And what a great partnership with the medical community, you know, as the community grows, providing all the nursing and, you know, medical care for all the doctors and hospitals here in the community. Obviously a great need, I mentioned, and I'm a senior. As more of us move into Ocala County, there'll be an even greater need. But thank you guys for being here. What a great addition to this plaza, and I'm sure you'll have a great time. I won't spoil what she's going to say, but lots of success. All right, well, thank y'all. Appreciate it.
This also could not have our partners at Educational Law, and I would like them to say a few words as well.
Thanks, Jeff. Again, thank you for everybody who made this happen, staff and students. Mike Baker, David Scalp, our architect. Mike Baker was our contractor. Noble Properties. This is an effort of bigger proportion than I anticipated when we started. You know, who knew in 2019 when we started working with Taylor College, 144 students to any given time 300 to 350 students that we would move here, and we've nearly doubled our size, you know, from a tiny building in the middle of a cow pasture to you know, we've helped nearly 450 students this year start a new career, and you know, that's what we're all about, is helping students and people achieve their goals in the healthcare industry. So thank you, everybody.
And while we're very proud of this building, what we're extremely proud about is the people that make it happen. Staff and the instructional staff. Our outcomes are just fantastic. The graduation rates, the placement rates, the pass rates. You know, there's times one will dip, one will go up, but they've been very, very consistent here. And it's all made, you know, the staff and the faculty, great job, guys. That's what the school's about, not the bricks and sticks.
Thanks, guys. All Great. So we'll get going forward with this process here, but I just wanted to let everybody know. So after we do the ribbon cutting, we're going to head back inside. And on the right-hand side, there's a big classroom. We're going to have some refreshments. There's some food catered in, like I talked about, from Fiery Chef. And then we'll also be available for tours. So for anybody who'd like to do a tour of the campus, we'll have some representatives there to do tours. All you have to do is ask, and we can do some tours at that time. So without further ado, let's move forward.
All right. All right, everyone. We are going to cut this ribbon, and we are so excited. We're going to do it a little differently, much to probably my photographer's chagrin. So Taylor College, hold on one second. Just relax for 1 second. So Taylor College is all about community, and they have asked that all of you in the cheering section just fill in on the sides. Everybody come up onto the sidewalk and fill in the edges of this photo. Fill up the behind and the beside. Sorry, Kelly? All right.
I'm just going to have to back up.
I'll stay back here and take it.
So here's how this is going to go. Thank you. So this is a team effort. Just so everybody knows. The way we do this ribbon cutting is I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1. We are all, with enthusiasm, with hands in the air, with big faces and smiles, we're all going to say success. Because we know that that is what is in store for Taylor College and every single professional that they educate and turn out into this community. We are so excited. So is everyone ready?
Ready!
All right, I need a little more enthusiasm. Is everyone ready? Ready! All right, are you guys ready to cut? Ready. All right, 3, 2, 1, success!
So you're with Taylor College, and what is your name again, and your title?
My name is Jeff Jortson. I'm the campus president at Taylor College.
Oh, this has to be so exciting for you, moving from Bellevue up to here.
Yeah, it's just been a great journey. Obviously, we loved our Bellevue location as well, but getting this upgrade in facility, it's a larger facility. You know, we did some things that we've always wanted to do. We built a really wonderful simulation lab. You know, we have some more space for our students and a really good learning environment inside.
And when you do have the students here, what are the academics that they're studying?
So for the most part, we have an RN program. We also have a practical nursing program, a LPN program. We have a medical assistant program and a physical therapist assistant program.
And what is your field of expertise for yourself personally with all the students?
That's funny. I kind of do a little bit of everything, maybe an expert at none. I have 25 years experience running small colleges. That's really what my expertise is. I do not have a nursing background, though.
And when you see the students come through the doors, what kind of fears do they have?
What kind of fears?
What kind of fears? Because this is a life and death profession.
Yeah, so you know what's funny is I don't think when new students come in they fully embrace that life and death part of it. Life and death for them is trying to figuring out how to get to school sometimes, figuring out how to pass that test. You know, it is. I think more so they get introduced to that life and death through kind of the high stress of taking comp predictors and taking out different exams and trying to memorize all those terms, and then they really don't see the life and death until they get into the clinical setting, and then they get a bigger taste for it. And what we've really seen from that experience from our students is that's when we see the passion come in. They get really passionate about that, about what they're going to do, helping people, and it helps them overcome, you know, how tough it is to memorize those terms and become a really good, strong educational nurse.
And they not only have to be strong for themselves and their cohorts in the profession, but they also have to be strong for the families of the patient and whatever they're going through.
That's actually a really good point. learning the mental health aspect, not only for their patients, but also the customer service and the mental health for the patients' families is a huge part of becoming successful in any part of the medical field, or really anything anymore.
And do you provide any kind of respite care for the students when they feel too overwhelmed and need to vent?
That's a really good question as well. So one of the things that came up during COVID in our advisory board meetings is that exact thing. Like some of the things that they were seeing is that students had a tough time because they were dealing with higher death rates than we've ever seen before, during the pandemic. And, that was something that we weren't really prepared for at the time. And since then, we have incorporated that not only into their curriculum, but then also, being aware of that from a management side as well. It's a huge part of learning how to cope with what you deal with as a nurse is a huge part of being a successful nurse.
Well, Taylor College seems like it will provide a well-rounded education in these type of fields, and that's what we need now, is someone that really genuinely cares and really knows the steps and what they're doing.
Yeah, 100% agree. Thank you so much for saying that.
Good to see you, Jim.
What do you think? Congratulations. That's great.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it does. Agreed.
Yeah. It was a labor of love, but
it was a labor of love, that's for sure. So one of the things that we really wanted to do when we were building a new campus, and we didn't have it before, is we wanted a bigger space. To host community events like this, and actually, one is, especially in Ocala, we've been doing community outreach to make sure that people know, hey, we have some facilities that can host larger meetings. So this big classroom actually seats about 150 people. In the past, we've only really been capable of holding about between 20 and 30 people. So in this one instant, we've kind of created this classroom. So this is, we're part of this as well. The windows with the new window coverings give it the kind of shade and stuff that we've really been looking for, and it's just a great aspect of one of the reasons why we built the building. So,
and that's pretty amazing because when you're outside looking in, all you see are the window coverings. You cannot see indoors.
Right, and on purpose, obviously, and then it's also because the sun does shine in a little bit, so it's also has a little bit of a tint on it just to make sure that it's not too bright in here as well.
Well, it's a really nice room.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice and friendly looking.
Yeah. How do you like the every other seat chair, the blue gold?
Oh, I love that. Yeah,
I thought it was
color.
yeah, exactly. I thought it was a fancy little touch. All right, so as we kind of head down the hall here, you can see some of all of our programs that we offer. We want to, kind of show that as we're giving tours. Because a lot of people ask the same questions that you all asked today. What programs do you have? What program am I interested in? And then that gives us an opportunity to kind of talk about that a little bit more. So you should have went with Miss Beatrice, because Beatrice would have given you guys probably a better tour. But
is her tour en route right now?
Yeah, she's in that group. No, that's her.
Okay.
I'll go through with you. We're kind of waiting here anyway because they're pointing everything out, especially as we get to the sim lab, because that's something that we're most proud of. Another thing during COVID taught us a lot of lessons in this kind of industry, and another lesson that it taught us is, what do you do if you can't get in a clinical site? So a lot of times with our practical nursing program, the clinical sites, long-term care facilities were locked down. We couldn't get into those clinical sites. What do we do for training? Because we still need nurses, right? They're desperately in need, especially at long-term care facilities, of these nurses. How do we make sure that we can get them? So one thing that we learned, it's really important, not only in education in general, but then if you can't get into the clinical sites, or if at the clinical sites some of the things don't happen that you want, that you kind of need to learn hands-on how to happen, a really good sim lab is really important. So that was, I brought that up before, but that's one of the biggest reasons why we wanted a new building. You can also see we do have just
there's a class in progress.
There is a class in progress, so I kind of wanted everybody to see our soundproof rooms. You can't hear the instructor right now, and then B, what kind of a day in the life at Taylor College is like.
Oh my, yeah. Nice.
So this is going to be the longest part of the tour because we're most proud of it, probably looking at the sim lab. So we'll wait for these guys to get out of there, and then we'll hop on in as well.
Okay. We really appreciate you taking your time.
Oh, of course,
to do
yeah.
this today. This is a wonderful, wonderful asset to our community.
Oh, thank you for saying that. Yeah, I hope, that's a little pressure there, though.
Yeah.
So this is our simulation.
Oh my.
So as you can see, from it's meant to look as close to a hospital room as possible. We have, all the mannequins that they make now are amazing. So they can talk. An instructor can actually be in a different room. The student will go in there. The instructor will be able to talk. Will be able to do anything that the mannequins move. They have parts inside. This is kind of the standard mannequin in the middle. On the end is Sim Mom. So this will reproduce. So some of the hardest things to get in clinicals is births, right? Is especially in this area. A lot of the stuff that we do is older people. And then to actually get the childbirth aspect, it's important to have that because that doesn't happen every day on demand, right? So,
Right.
This gives students an opportunity to practice some of those things, before they get into the clinical situation, or to make sure that they continually to practice the same thing when things like childbirth don't happen every day. So
Sure.
that's what the Sim Mom is for, and then once again, it gives our students more confidence in the simulation lab. So if you get to learn about it, memorize the terms, get in the lab, and we'll show the lab next, and kind of play around in the lab a little bit more, but then actually get into the sim lab and practice in a more realistic setting, then get into the clinical site. Now the student's more prepared for that clinical site, and then after the clinical site, then experiencing the actual job experience, it just makes them more prepared for that. So that's why we're so excited about this sim lab. I think it's gonna help our students feel more confident after they graduate from school.
But they still have to use common sense.
Oh, so one of the things we talked about the advisory boards, and the advisory boards helping us with COVID, saying, hey, you know what, these guys, it hasn't been a problem in the past, but it is now these guys are having to deal with death, and they're burning out. And so, making sure, you ask the question about what kind of mental health things do you have for your students. It's huge. Wasn't that huge in 2018. It is bigger now. But it's the same thing, having those skills to overcome obstacles and critical thinking. That was the one thing they said. How do you get your students those critical thinking skills? Well, this is one way to do it. If you get to practice, it starts developing some of those critical thinking skills as well.
Oh my, that's fabulous. I love this. I have a lot of faith in the medical profession, and you're really turning out a lot of wonderful, wonderful nurses.
Thank you. Yeah. They're just happy to have food today.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, it doesn't get stressful if you get hungry.
So this is one of the labs. So we showed the sim lab. This is a lecture class lab. So they will learn. So, there's lecture where they learn about what's going on. Then they come into this lab. So there's also lecture, but then they get to practice on the beds. You can see the beds in the back. You can see the beds in the back that they practice with. So it's, they go from straight lecture, and we'll show a lecture room as well. Well, and actually that was that first room that we showed coming in. Then they go from lecture to lab, and then to the sim lab, and then to clinical.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Yep.
That's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
For the teachers, the instructors.
Yeah. There's two of them right there. That's our director of nursing, Candace Goons, and Kim is one of her instructors.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So this is our PTA program. We talked about that briefly. We have a physical therapist assistant program as well. That's this lab right here. So this will be a little bit different, but some of the same concepts as nursing as well. This is more of mobility, helping patients recover from accidents and different things like that. A little bit different program than our nursing program, but every bit is important, especially as we get older and, we need to move some muscles and some joints and different things that we haven't moved in a while.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah. How's the food? Great. Fiery chef.
The teachers here are amazing. The seasoned nurses that are here, that's the reason why I'm here. I'm 52 years old. I'll be 52 on Friday.
No kidding.
Yeah, good genes. But yeah, the nurses here, the teachers are amazing. They have so much. You can tell they're here because they want to share what they know, and it's from the heart.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
the most important.
yeah, they're not here to get a paycheck. They're here to make sure they instruct, and it's with love, and you feel it. They take their time. So that's the reason why I'm here. So just wanted to share that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Uh-oh.
So this is actually a medical assisting class and lab. So we also have medical assisting at the college. A lot of the same concepts that we talk about, a lot of the shared facilities. The medical assistants will not only have their own lab where they get to do the hands-on materials like we talked about with nursing, but they also will be able to use any of the facilities, the PTA lab, the nursing lab, any of those facilities as well. So as we go, you can kind of see that, but you kind of get that hands-on feel from all of it, trying to simulate that that kind of nursing experience, that medical assistance experience the best that we can with all of our classrooms.
Now, are all of the computers provided, or do you have to provide the computers? I see they have a lot of laptops in there.
Yeah, so I'll show you that here in a little bit.
Okay.
So sometimes students like to use their own laptops a lot.
Okay.
So we have that. This is actually the student break room, open concept student break room right here. We have one more lecture room back there, but we'll skip to over here so we kind of move the rest of the...
Sure.
So you asked about the computers.
Yes.
So a lot of students have their own computers, and then our IT guy, Chris, is right here. So Chris will help them. But then we also have, so if students need a laptop, where's the other one?
It's my office.
Oh, so there's a couple cases here of laptops for students to check out.
Oh, I see.
So most students probably have their own laptops, but for testing and for any other reason, they'll come in and they'll check out one of the laptops, and Chris here will help them out.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's excellent. So you're part of, this is your field of expertise to teach?
No, I'm just IT
He's the
security
IT guy.
maintenance.
Yeah. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. So in other words, he doesn't. We don't. He's here to more for support of the students. So like if their computers go down, or if they need to check out a laptop, or if they're having issues getting into the LMS. So the LMS is a learning management system.
Oh, okay.
So what learning management system? It's basically a database that allows them to access their grades and homework assignments and sometimes lecture notes. So sometimes instructor will record their lecture or videotape their lecture or do something in addition to their lecture and then put that on the LMS, and then they can access that. But with all that technology, sometimes it's not the easiest to access it. Chris knows how to do that, and then Chris will help them if they're having any computers issues. I mean, some of our students come in with so much computer expertise that they never see Chris, but I see Chris all the time because I need help. And and that's what Chris is here for.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, thank you, Chris, for all that you're doing.
No problem.
For the students.
Awesome. So that's kind of our academics, educational area, and then when we move here, we're just kind of moving to where we for our instructors and me and the rest of the staff is in this area here.
Sure.
This is our bookstore right here. Students can get their books or make payments or whatever they need to do with Miss Veronica right here.
Nice.
And then as you move through these doors, we different offices for instructors and people that are helping out the students in a bunch of different ways, through accounting, through financial aid, through admissions. All those different processes are kind of done here. This is our director of nursing's office, Candace Coons. You met her earlier in the hall. Well, we saw her early in the hall. Didn't really meet her. There's another break room.
Oh, nice.
And in here, and hey!
Wow, this is so wonderfully laid out.
Conference room to do. We do sometimes testing. Our students have issues with test anxiety, or they need a separate room. They do it in here. We do tease testing in here. All that stuff is done in here. We also do conference meetings and
You say teen testing?
TEAS.
What is TEAS testing?
So TEAS is an entrance exam to get into nursing school, done through ATI. ATI is basically a company that helps prepare students for the NCLEX, so for the state boards.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's got to be nerve-wracking.
That's a part when we were talking about earlier. They start off, how do they get ready for the life and death kind of decisions? And they start off really, it's life and death for them to pass some of these exams. They have to pass state boards. Well, every school, but has to prepare the nursing students to pass, not only to be a good nurse, but to make sure that they can pass those boards at the end. So there is kind of high anxiety, high stress tests that they need to prepare for and pass. And there's a lot of help through ATI and their instructor and different things like that. But at the same time, that helps. That high stress, high anxiety kind of test helps prepare them for the high stress that they're going to deal with once they're dealing with patients. It's kind of step one. Yeah.
Sure.
And the ATI is a company that helps us with that.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you have experts all over the place.
Yeah.
In all the different fields.
Yeah. We rely on a lot of people to help us with making the best nurses that we can.
Oh, wow. And then when they do graduate, the nurses do, then are you able to do a job placement program, or are they on their own to put in their applications?
So we are very fortunate. The vast majority of our nurses in clinical, their clinical sites are so important for them, and we tell them that your clinical experience is almost like a job. Not almost, it is a job interview. And the vast majority of our nursing students end up working at one of the clinical sites that they really did well in, that they really liked, either that area of expertise. But we have Miss Beverly Brown, and Beverly is actually our Career and Student Services Director. So for all of our students, she helps them with preparing for the NCLEX. She helps them with, while they're in school, with preparing for tests, tutoring, different things like that. But one thing is she also has a lot of connections in the community, and for students that are nervous about that, she helps prepare them for their interviews. She helps, if there is students that have not had that opportunity during their clinical site, it's really rare. But if that does happen, then Beverly's also there to help support them in finding a job after they graduate.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Yeah.
One less piece of stress for them to worry about.
Right. Yeah. But most of them, honestly, they go to their clinical site. They do well at the clinical site, and 9 times out of 10, that clinical site will hire them, after they graduate.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love that positiveness and camaraderie.
Oh, that relationship with all of our clinical, we have Heart of Florida right next door, and they're a huge part of that. They've been a huge support in clinical site and all kinds of different things for us for a long time.
Oh, that's excellent.
So these are basically our instructor cubicles right here. Instructors can use, if they need personal one-on-one meetings, they use a conference room or any of the other offices. But this is kind of where usually they're in the classroom or clinical sites. So, but they do have a place kind of to hang their hat. Also, or just to do some work or whatever they need to do if they need to.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you still have a little getaway.
Yep, that's good. Yeah, or they kind of gather in this area when they need to vent or whatever, just to or talk about strategy or whatever they need to do.
Well, this is wonderful. It's such a great layout. I can't get over it because I remember when the other businesses were here, and boy, this is something that you really envisioned well.
Yeah, thank you. That was our partners at Education Evolved. They 100% did that, and they had a great plan. I didn't believe it at the time, but boy, did it come together nicely. That's it. Now we're right back to the beginning. Food, refreshments, anything you'd like.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. It's so
really
nice
had
meeting
a
you.
great time.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
And you're doing such wonderful stuff for our community.
Thank you.
And
Thank
for
you.
the students that are going to be the medical professionals of the future.
Boy, once again, no pressure.
Thank you. Wow, you did a great job interviewing, Robert. Did really good. So thank you, Jeff.
It was a good day.
Jeff Georgeson, right? And Beverly, we didn't get to talk to you on camera, but thank you so much for inviting us to document the ribbon cutting and getting that wonderful tour. And for the people out there watching, because you are interested in becoming a student here, I'll make sure I put up the website right there.
That's right. It's
There it is.
TaylorCollege.edu. Great school, great people. You will enjoy this, and you'll be just helping your community.
All right. Robin, again, you did great.
Oh, thank you.
Take care, be good.
Don't forget to write.
The world... writing is very important, sorry.
Yeah.
And the world...
Spins fine.
Spins fine on her own.
On her own.
Baby. With the help of nurses.
Yeah.
Yes. We love nurses.
The world spins fine on her spins 5